Welcome to my channel. I want us to talk about the issue of Muslim tickets. Some of our leaders are saying that Muslim tickets should not be an issue, especially those who support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of APC. The Muslim ticket is not an issue. That what should be uppermost in the minds of Nigerians is its capacity, ability to deliver and solve the problem at hand. But we all know that religion play a lot of role in our lives, no matter how much we pretend that it doesn't matter. Perhaps if it doesn't matter to you, it matters to some other people. And there are clear evidence, even in developed world, that religion matters. Influences election all over the world. Now, this issue of Muslim tickets was actually an issue that Bola Ahmed Tinubu created, and it's an issue that he is very comfortable with. I want to lay a background before I tell you the real reason why Bola Ahmed Tinubu went for Muslim tickets in this coming election. Bola Ahmed Tinubu had always taken Christians for granted. That was why in 2014, 2015, when the APC finished their presidential primaries and General Muhammadu Buhari emerged the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Tinubu presented himself to be the vice presidential candidate to Buhari, not minding the fact that he's a Muslim like Buhari. He has to be persuaded to step down, and eventually Professor Osinbajo was considered for the position. That is how insensitive he is to the issues that concern Christianity and the adherents of the faith. So that's why people like me, I was among the first Nigerians that said it, that Tinubu is going to run Muslim ticket. Because as far as he's concerned, that is the only pathway he can get the APC ticket. And I will tell you why. And that is the real reason. That I'm getting to the real reason why Tinubu has to go for Muslim ticket, even with the opposition that arose from the onset. Now, Tinubu came out to be president at a time that himself have destroyed the unity of southern Nigeria. When southern Nigeria is united, it is easy for a southerner to become president, because if you can win 17 states of the south, all you need is about 6 other states, like in the middle belt, and you become president of Nigeria. You don't need much votes from the northwest and northeast, which is Muslim dominated. But Tinubu has already destroyed southern unity. First of all, he was the one that they used to stop Jonathan from doing second term. So Jonathan is the only president since 1999 that was not allowed to do second term. The reason for it was because of Tinubu. So ordinarily, no sensible person in South Nigeria should put his vote for Tinubu. But I know that some people have short memory. Their senses are in their stomach. So you may still see some South people that will put their vote for Tinubu shouting about it. But Tinubu will never do for them what they are about to do for Tinubu. So Tinubu destroyed that. Now, this presidential ticket of APC is supposed to go to Southeast. Tinubu hijacked it. Ohaneze, Afenifere, Middle Belt Forum, everybody for fairness, justice, and equity, presidency should go to the southeast, so that somebody like Dr. Ogbonnaya, governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, uh, somebody like Senator Ken Namani. There are so many ably qualified Southeasterners in the APC that could make excellent president. Tinubu hijacked it. Now he is not sure of the votes in South, South, and Southeast. So what he's doing now is clutching his hand like a drowning man and see where he can pull vote. Even to get the ticket, he has to struggle to get it. And it is that struggle to get the ticket that led him even deeper into this Muslim ticket problem that he's facing right now. Let me explain. And that will be the real reason why Tinubu went for Muslim ticket. And before I tell you that, please, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. Now, to the real reason Tinubu went for Muslim tickets. You know that even President Muhammad Buhari was not initially enamored to Tinubu becoming the presidential candidate of APC. There were so many people who believe, and rightly so, that the presidential candidate of APC ought to be Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. And there were many northern governors who were ready to work for Osinbajo. And they were already showing signs of working for him. And the reason they were working for him, because all politicians are selfish, whether you like it or not. Most politicians, let me say, are selfish. So what they did was positioning themselves so that they can be vice president to Yemi Osinbajo. And many of them are Muslims, Muslim governors, former governors. So with that kind of situation, when Osinbajo is already in government, and northern governors are positioning themselves to be vice president to him, Tinubu has to sabotage their efforts by giving them what Osinbajo ought to give them. So what is it that Osinbajo ought to give them? Osinbajo, being a Christian, it's automatic that his vice president will be a Muslim from any rank of the governors or former governors. So what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed do? Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to these same people at the outset to tell them that they should support him, that he will also give Muslim ticket, that he is ready for Muslim ticket. That was when the northern governors began to look in his favor. Now, there's a Professor Dr. Sheney, former Vice Chancellor of Plateau State University. He was the one that made the revelation recently. I will put a link of his interview at this under this video, so that you can go and watch where he made that clarification that from the outset, Tinubu presented Muslim ticket. They didn't ask him. He brought it himself. My interpretation of it is that he brought it himself because those people who want to be vice president in northern Nigeria, northern Muslims, were looking towards Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, and they are positioning themselves. That's why they were supporting him, many of them. Now, when Tinubu swore to them that he's going to give it to a Muslim from day one, that was what he told them, from what this professor confirmed. It means that Tinubu knew that that is the only card he could play to outmaneuver Professor Yemi Osinbajo, and he cannot go back again. He can't go back again. No matter what people are saying that Babashi Lawa are saying that Buhari should intervene and overturn the nomination of Shetima. Besides, it's not the right of the sitting president to determine who becomes the vice president. Buhari already lost that right when he was aloof to who become his successor in the APC. Ordinarily, as president, he ought to determine who becomes his president and vice president as he was going. But he was aloof. That was how he abandoned Osinbajo, left him almost stranded in the mid-sea. And Osinbajo was made to look like a neophyte. Because the president who's supposed to back him didn't back him. Is it now that that the deed had been done that he will come and tell Asiwaju who to change and who not to? Even if it's to intervene, the damage has already been done anyways. So that was the real reason Tinubu presented Muslim ticket. Initially, some of us thought that it was the Muslims that presented that the Muslim ticket idea. It was Tinubu himself. That was the master stroke he had to use to outmaneuver Yemi Osinbajo so that the northern governors would be behind him. It was his idea. And Tinubu was so desperate that he even played dangerous ethnic card, a religious card. It was alleged that it was Tinubu that was behind the allegation that Yemi Osinbajo is a religious bigot that hates Muslims, that even in his chambers, in his law chamber, he doesn't employ Muslims, and that even as the vice president, that his office are dominated by Christians, and that even the Christians self you have to belong to a Redeem, RCCG, for you to work with Osinbajo. So they demonized him. They castigated him. Professor Osinbajo, who is an urbane intellectual, was castigated as a religious bigot, as a Christian fundamentalist who should not be allowed to become president of Nigeria. And they did this and translated some of the things they wrote into Hausa language to demonize him, to finish him off. And these are the handiwork of Tinubu and his supporters. Eventually, Osinbajo lost out. So this is to show you how desperate Tinubu is to become president of Nigeria. He can do anything. Knowing him, if Tinubu had been a Christian, he could have converted to Muslim if it is what will make him to be president of Nigeria. That is how desperate he is. So he presented this, that he is going to do Muslim ticket. And of course, they have looked at it. There's a lot of docility among Christians in Nigeria. So they know that they can play with the intelligence of Christians. They don't dare try that kind of thing with Muslims. Present Christian ticket and come and tell Muslim stories. They're not going to buy it. So he can have his way. So he moved for it. He come up with the idea and he pursued it. And to his credit, it worked for him. The northern governors, who are mostly Muslims, abandoned Yemi Osinbajo midway, especially when they have a president who didn't show any body language that he's backing Osinbajo. Are you getting it? He didn't show any at all. Many had expected him to either back Osinbajo or back Dr. Obonayon, who has been with him right from AMPP and APP and all that. He didn't back any of them. He was aloof. So they took advantage of his aloofness. Even though the northern governors themselves, who are outgoing governors, made sure that they have planted their own successors successfully. In Kaduna, El Rufai made sure he has planted his successor. and even ensured that there's a Muslim ticket to add to it, so that to perpetuate his Muslim ticket agenda, which he started in that state. All the governors did the same thing, but Buhari was aloof under the guise that he doesn't want to interfere. Really, that's a sign of ineptitude. If you cannot be sure who will succeed you to carry your legacy to the next level, it means actually you really don't know what leadership is all about. So that was how Osinbajo lost out. And Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu got the support of northern governors because he promised them ab initio. So let nobody deceive you. Because right now the spin doctors are there. Even himself is spinning it. He said why he chose Shetima was because he has a capacity. Is he the only northern politician that has capacity? There are so many Christian northerners that also have capacity. But even the Christian northerners also fell into the same trap. I will tell you why. Now, when they saw that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was determined to upstage Vice President Yemi Osinbajo to become president, and they were also aware that Tinubu had promised Muslim tickets, they were thinking that Tinubu was using that just to get the ticket. That when he get the ticket, when it is in the bags, Tinubu will not dare go Muslim ticket because of the implication of it, both to the party and to the country at large. That was why you see people like a former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, who was in PDP. He defected back to APC, positioning himself to become vice president. Are you getting it? As a Christian, to become vice president to Tinubu. Babashe Lawal, the former secretary to the federal government, was also positioning himself to become vice president to Tinubu. Another Christian, Boss Mustafa, they were all positioning themselves to be vice president to Tinubu, thinking that Tinubu will not dare go Muslim ticket, since it's likely to cause controversy, that Tinubu will not want that. But they didn't know that Tinubu was determined. More so, they have shown him numbers, telling him that these numbers shows that, look, Muslim ticket is what will give you victory. He has looked at the vote from Kano, look at the vote from Katsina, from Sokoto, from all these places, and they told him, you have to play ball. So he agreed that the best thing is to stick with that Muslim ticket. In any case, he was the person that brought the matter up. Let nobody blame the northern Muslim, because I myself initially, I was thinking that it was the Muslims governors, because I saw the way they were promoting him, putting in their money and all their resources on his behalf. I asked myself, why are they doing this? Of course, I know they were doing it to become, for one of them to become the vice president. But I didn't know that it was Tinubu himself who came up with the idea. And having analyzed it myself, I knew that that was the only way he could be able to upstage Yemi Osinbajo. Because any of these former governors, since the president is coming from the south, any of these governors from northern Nigeria is primed to be vice president. And since Yemi Osinbajo or any other Christian candidate from the south will have to balance with a Muslim vice president, they position themselves. Tinubu, knowing what was being done in terms of support that Yemi Osinbajo was getting, need to break that grip by telling them, look, what Osinbajo can offer you, I can also offer you. I will run Muslim ticket. So don't bother about what you are going to lose if Yemi Osinbajo doesn't get the ticket. I will give you what you are looking for. And that is exactly what played out. And it's an agreement that Tinubu entered by himself. So nobody should sympathize with him or feel that he was boxed to a corner. No, he boxed himself to that corner by himself. Now, what are the implications of this going forward? It means that the anger that has been arose among Northern Christians will have a ripple effect on the outcome of this 2023 presidential election. Now, if you look at those who are on the ballot, major people who are on the ballot, number one is Mr. Peterobi, who is a Christian. Number two is Kwankwaso, who is a Muslim. Atiku Abubakar, who is a Muslim. Now, it means that these northern votes, Christian votes, which are already projected in the middle belt, that is going to help in giving Obi the total victory that he need in middle belt Nigeria, which he will win overwhelmingly. Now there will be even those that would have voted against him because of their affiliation to APC now have to deliver for Mr. Peterobi. They may not tell you now, but I have strong indication that what made these people to protest so openly, they cannot swallow it and leave it like that. Already, even those of them who remains in APC, they are going to be looked at with suspicion. They are not going to be part of the presidential campaign council. You can take it to the bank, because they will be looking at them with suspicion that they may not work for the party. So the only alternative they have is to give their support, their energy to Peterobi, who is the only candidate right now left that can protect their religion and ensure that he doesn't go into extinction. Because Mr. Peterobi, by his nature, is not somebody who would like anybody to be oppressed, to be suppressed, to be made irrelevant in Nigeria. He's an inclusive man. So he's going to run an inclusive government where the rights, freedom of Nigerians, irrespective of religion, will be respected. And all the challenges that Christian North have been having in terms of what herdsmen have been doing in their communities, destroying their communities, taking over their farmland, taking over their communities, these issues will be addressed. And the only one that can address it is not Kwankwaso. The only one can address it is not Atiku Abubakar. It has to be Mr. Peterobi. And that is why the victory of Mr. Peterobi is going to be massive. And it's also important that Mr. Peterobi's victory be massive, because I can tell you, if the victory is too close, APC and PDP will connive and cause problem in the country. So the victory of Peterobi has to be massive. That is why those who support him should make sure they continue to preach that people get their PVCs. And these Northern Christians who have been alienated and made to look like, as if they are not human, as if they don't have capacity, will take a revenge on the neglect of their community, of their people, who constitute, if not even more than the Muslims, in many states in northern Nigeria. There are many states in northern Nigeria that Christians dominate. Even though they may not produce governor, they produce deputy governor. They are watching what is going on. They are watching what is going on. So the only solution to their matter, as far as I can see, is massive support for Mr. Peterobi, who will protect their religious freedom, who will protect their communities from herdsmen and bandits that have been annihilating them, destroying their life means of livelihood. Today, many of them are in IDPs camp. This is the farming season, but many of them cannot go to their farms. So what Tinubu has succeeded in doing is in dividing the country religiously. But at the end of the day, it will benefit Mr. Peterobi, who, after he becomes president, will have the onerous uh, task of reuniting the country again, because that is actually one of the agendas of Mr. Peterobi, to bring the country together, to bring the Nigerians of all shades and colors, tribes, religion together. And that is the only hope now for Northern Christians. Thank you for watching this video. And please, if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, hit the uh, hit the notification bell, hit the subscription button, like this video, share it widely, because when you share my video and when you subscribe to my video, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.